week 4, Brahmacharya, which, adult content warning, it is literally translated as sexual restraint. And remember, we've got the ancient yogis who were mostly men and in a transcendent model, so it was really about abstinence. And we, as being yogis, are far more interested in integrating into our normal life. And so I've changed it to moderation rather than abstinence, because you know how that can go wrong. Go and try and tell a teenager that they can't do something, and or a toddler that they can't do something, and that it usually backfires. So moderation. So here we are. Yes, the adult content is just because let's talk about sex. Sex is going to be one of those ones where we may need to just check in. So sex, Netflix, food, maybe overworking, anything that you binge on, then you possibly this week can apply the yama of moderation. So, and then taking it back once again to ahimsa, kindness. So let's look at the porn industry. So I know I was listening, Triple J, I'm pretty sure it was last year, they had in the hack program, they had a whole week on porn, and it was very interesting. So they had, first do no harm. It is most of the porn out there is violent to women. And so why am I saying that to you? Because you possibly are raising boys or have some sort of power of influence there that you possibly need to have that difficult conversation. And also even as consumers, so no judgment here, but as a consumer, just to be aware of where it's coming from. So are the actors being paid? Are they being treated poorly? So there was a whole episode on conscious porn production. So yeah, go and check that out if you wanted to. But look, in this world of excess, I think it's really a great idea for us to apply Brahmacharya as moderation. And this is because generally when we stuff ourselves with something, we're trying to either suppress a feeling or get a feeling. We're trying to maybe numb ourselves out or to find happiness. But really, we're often just unconscious. And that's what these yamas are about, aren't they? Is becoming consciously aware. We're driven by whims. So I know for me, I have fasted for years. I've currently doing the 5-2 diet, and so for 2 days a week I just eat 500 calories. And when I talk to people about that, they're like, oh, I could never do that, I just would die. But actually there's a certain sense of power and strength that comes when you go, well, I know I can survive at least a couple of days without food, and I know that yeah, I get these whims, I get these urges in my body, and I don't have to respond to them like a yoga pose, observe the sensation or breathe through it. This too shall pass. And so that's your homework for the week. Whatever your overindulgence is, then there's usually some sort of sensation. So hunger is a very obvious one, but it might just be that when you're indulging in Netflix, that there's also a sensation there, and this yearning, just like it's an unstoppable thing and you've got no control over it. But what we're learning through the yamas is understanding, yes, to wake up, but it's also that you do have power. You've got choice in every single moment as to how you are going to respond. You are not, who's driving the bus? You are in control of your own inner landscape and also externally as well. Even if you're not in control externally, you can control the inner experience that you're having. So that creates a certain flexibility and, like I said, that power that you can recognize that this is just a sensation, that this too shall pass, and that something else will be on the other side. So moderation, what is it for you? Of course, I'd love for you to share almost like what you plan to be moderate with this week, like a little confessional like you've been doing. Shopping, that's another one. So what is it? Are you trying to stuff a hole? You're trying to make yourself happy by buying something or by eating something? So just exploring something more about your unconscious indulgences this week. So hopefully that works better for you than abstinence. All right, let me know how you go. Lots of love.